What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. I know we've been on a bit of a hiatus here on the channel, but we're back. I'm busy with life. Wifey and I, just stuff's been crazy with the fam, and we got a puppy, so that's been taking up a lot of our time. Anyways, we're talking about politics tonight, guys. We're talking about Canadian politics. We got a very important election coming up. Very, very, very important election coming up, and I'm going to do some reacting to some stuff I have pulled up here on Twitter. Yeah, let's just get right into it, guys. So, I mean, Canadians asked why they're voting this election. Conservative voters, pretty straightforward, pretty clear to see. Hope for a better future, right? I mean, most of us aren't afraid of Trump whatsoever. I think what Trump's doing down in the U.S., I'm honestly, I'm for a lot of it. I'm against a little of it. But at the end of the day, this is the breakdown here. We got liberal voters, hope for a better future. Clearly not. You know why? Because most of them are boomers. Most of them are lifelong loyalist liberal voters, right? No matter who they put in that seat, no matter who they put in that position, they're going to vote for liberal no matter what, which I think is absolutely crazy. Banking on the fear of Trump, banking on the mainstream media, just, and Carney, pretty much having that fear of Trump in the basket is a huge thing for the liberals. And to me, it's crazy because we're up here in Canada. Tariffs or not, it's just insane to me to run your campaign off of what's going on with U.S. politics and fear mongering and, biased mainstream media sources, CBC. But yeah, this is pretty much a very straightforward breakdown of, I think, what the conservatives are looking forward to versus what the liberals are looking forward to. And, look at that. It's triple the percentage when it comes to the fear of Trump with the liberals, which I'm not surprised, guys. That's classic liberal behavior, soy boy behavior, old person behavior. And listen, to some of the boomers that might be watching the channel who are conservative boomers, listen, I'm not singling all of you guys out. I'm just saying, I know where my mom stands here, which to me kind of bothers me. But anyways, let's move on. Here we go. Mark Carney. This is a page out of his book. This is what we're going to be expecting in Canada if this guy somehow ends up winning the election, which is a scary thought to me, guys. So this is out of his book, Mark Carney Values. Okay, so Western society is morally rotten. It has been corrupted by capitalism. This requires rigid controls of personal freedoms, industry, and corporate funding. This is not a promise to make the lives of ordinary people better, but temporarily worse. This will be a world of severely constrained choices, less flying, less meat, more inconvenience, and temporarily more poverty. Assets will be strained, gasoline cars will be unsellable, and inefficient properties will be unrentable. So, I mean, guys, it's clear as day to see what we're getting if this clown, this counterfeit Carnage Cardi somehow, I mean, it's still unbelievable to me that this guy just pops up out of nowhere and is, is planted into, the power of Prime Minister of Canada. It's absolutely crazy to me. I don't know. Mark Carney's the kind of guy that, if he walked through my door, my dog would start growling at him. He gives off that kind of vibe. He's not a trustable dude. He's a fucking weirdo. He can't talk. He's just awkward, guys. He's awkward and he's weird, and I don't trust him. He's a snake oil salesman. I don't believe a fucking thing he says. He's a globalist. He's a WEF puppet. That said, let's move on. I put my headphones on for this one, but this is, I mean, I totally agree with this. I think CBC should absolutely be defunded. I don't believe a goddamn thing they say. I don't believe a thing. They're the slimiest news network in Canada, fully funded by the Liberal government. You're talking $100 billion. Like, I don't know the exact amount right now, but it's a ridiculous amount of money that they get from the Canadian government, from the Liberals, to just push their bias rhetoric, their hit pieces, smear campaigns. It's an embarrassment to Canadian media, and I'm fully with Pierre with defunding the CBC.
I'm going to quote a well-known parliamentarian and say this is just a simple yes or no question. Will you defund the CBC within 100 days of government?
I don't have a time frame, but we've already said I've already made my position clear on that, and it hasn't changed. We're going to defund the CBC and let Canadians enjoy it as a nonprofit, self-funded organization.
Okay.
Yeah, which is what I've said all along, while protecting services at Radio-Canada, because without Radio-Canada, the francophones across the country would not have access to that information.
En français, I'm going to quote a...
You see, the media used to be a trustable source. They used to be real journalists in those positions that would actually, give you proper facts, proper information on what's going on with the world, what's going on between parties, what's going on with crime, with this, with that. At this point, it's just bought and paid for media. It's untrustable. Anyone who's watching CBC for their news or their information is a whack job or a liberal. So that's how I feel about that. Moving on. Funny enough, talking about the CBC, here we have the CBC actually slamming Mark Carney for the I don't even know what to call it. Let's just watch the video.
Yeah, look, the statement we got from the party yesterday was crap in terms of, there are stronger words I would like to use. It spoke around the issue without speaking to the issue. It was all this nonsense, passive voice, and it reminded me of the comms troubles they had when they were at 16% in the polls. So, Lisa, I don't know if they've learned from that near-death experience in terms of addressing an issue clearly. The Liberal leader was better at it today, but I take Jonathan's point. There's thousands of volunteers across the country, and there's always some meathead who's going to rip down a sign or something like that in a riding. But this is right out of the war room, this sort of thing, and it kind of undermines what Mark Carney's central pitch is to Canadians in this campaign.
For sure. And it was very nefarious. I don't think it was innocent at all. I mean, I looked up to see what the other buttons were that were out there. I mean, we've done button competitions in the past, but it's usually mocking people. It's not about actively seeking to draw attention to an issue to make it sound more Trumpy than what they are. So, for example, Lock Justin Up was one of them. Wexit Now. Make Canada Great Again. I mean, what is this crap? They should absolutely be off the campaign. They're lucky they're not getting charged. They should be talked about whether or not they're spreading disinformation by this committee in the House of Commons or by this committee of bureaucrats. I mean, this is absolutely outrageous. And for us to tut it away as, oh, well, kids are being kids. The other part, David, that really bugs me, I'm on a roll now. The other part that really bugs me about this whole thing is the hubris and the arrogance of bragging about it and not giving a damn. Like, do they think they're that far ahead in the polls that it's not that terrible to talk about out loud that they're going to get away with it? So, you know what? Toss the lot of them. Mark's got a big problem if he's letting that rot inside his campaign. And if they're only reassigning them, then it's higher up than we expect.
Well, Jordan, I talked to some of the people who may have done this on campaigns past who were offended by the... Yeah, look.
Yeah, so again, classic liberal slimy moves. I don't have much to say about that, to be honest, because it's just expected from the left. Moving on, the crime rate in Canada, guys. I guess it's too expensive to keep people who commit crimes in jail, so it's better to have them on house arrest. Listen to this. bullshit.
And while Eric over here is opposed to having people on house arrest, we do have to acknowledge the fact that our prison system is incredibly costly. Housing somebody within the prison system is a huge burden on taxpayers versus having them on house arrest, for instance. And while Eric over here is opposed to having people on house arrest, we do have to acknowledge the fact that our prison system is incredibly costly. Housing somebody within the prison system is a huge burden on taxpayers versus having them on house arrest, for instance.
So let's just let the criminals run free, guys. This is why the crime rate's so high. This is why, you know, people are getting their cars stolen. There's jewelry stores being broken into. There's all kinds of crazy shit happening here on the streets of Toronto, at least where I'm from. So this to me is an absolute joke. And then which just pushes on to the next video I have lined up here is Carney talking about the Charter of Rights and how he thinks it's a slippery slope for Pierre to let's just listen to this. This is a good one.
Pierre Poilievre announced today he would use the notwithstanding clause to push through his tough on crime agenda. Is there any case you'd invoke the clause to override the Charter?
I think this is a very dangerous step. We have a Charter of Rights and fundamental freedoms in this country.
Very dangerous to keep.
And it's the responsibility.
Very dangerous to keep criminals in jail.
In my view, of the Prime Minister, of the Government of Canada to defend that Charter, those fundamental rights and responsibilities and liberties that Canadians enjoy. The politicizing certain issues with respect to fundamental rights is a slippery slope that leads to further politicization. And I understand if I was correctly briefed, it won't surprise you, I didn't watch Mr. Poilievre's press conference, but if I was correctly...
What a smug fuck. What a smug fuck. Ha, it won't surprise you that I didn't watch Pierre Poilievre's press conference on this. Maybe you should have. Carney. Go back to the carnival.
Brief that it relates to issues of heinous crimes and murders. You know, being tough on crime and being tough starts with being smart on crime. And it includes being tough on guns and gun violence. And I note that, with regret, that Mr. Poilievre has voted against every single gun control measure during his very long career as a career politician and member of the House of Commons. I think it's over.
The gun control that the Liberals are pushing is not, it's not helping anything, as we can clearly see from the statistics, from the crime rate, from what's going on. Like, they're trying to take guns from legal owners, guys. That's what's happening. They're not worried about the guns, all of the plethora of guns that are coming up through the southern, or through the US border, the dirty guns that just make their way to the street. Those are the guns that are being used in crime. It's not the guns that are legally owned, bought, and by legal gun owners. Those are not the guns being used in crime. So I agree with Pierre Poilievre on his stance on gun control. I believe that responsible citizens should be able to own firearms in Canada. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Over 200 times. So we're focused on results. We've just tightened those gun measures with announcements which I think you saw a few days ago. We'll continue to do so. But we will defend the charter rights of Canadians on principle because it's the right thing to do.
Incredible. You know, just more of the same bullshit. Taking from sovereign citizens, legal gun owners. Let's move on. Actually, funny enough, yeah, this just happened last night in my neighborhood, which is crazy. Right around my neighborhood. I used to live just up the street from where this happened, actually. So, Toronto Riverdale. Police searching for 2 suspects after a deadly double shooting in Toronto's Riverdale neighborhood. Officers called the residence on Bain Avenue near Logan. I used to live on Logan. Right up the street from where this happened. Shortly after 11 p.m. on Tuesday, reports of gunshots. 2 male victims located at the scene. Gunshot wounds. One was pronounced dead at the scene. The other was transported to hospital, life-threatening injuries. Again, like, this is, how's your gun control working out for you guys? Liberals, let me know. Because I could promise you right now, this wasn't a hunter that just decided to go out and kill 2 people. It wasn't a legal owner that decided to go out and, just had a freak out. It's not how it works. It's crazy. This is the kind of stuff that's happening on a daily basis here in Toronto, guys. This is what you get if you vote for the Liberals. This is what we're going to get for another 4 years. And a lot worse. So this is the main story that I wanted to talk about tonight, guys. This is pretty crazy. Honestly, I found this last night. Elections Canada, or maybe current, I'm not sure. Elections Canada worker, like a high up worker too, caught vandalizing and ruining Conservative Party signs in Toronto.
How's it going, Mark? I'm Thornhill. This is Lionel Logan out of your Common Sense Conservative candidate.
Full screen this one.
And I'm at the intersection of Midland and Steeles. I just put in a couple of big signs. I found a guy that's out here smashing all my signs. 20 signs this guy smashed. And we got a couple of anonymous tips. We figured out who he is. So we just put up a couple of signs here. We're going to see if he's going to come out and smash them. We're not very happy about this. And not only that, we found out that this guy is a deputy returning officer, former deputy returning officer for Elections Canada. And that's completely...
Former deputy returning officer at Elections Canada. So this to me is just insanity, guys. This is actually super sketchy. So this is the kind of guy that could be counting votes. This is the kind of guy that is working for Elections Canada. I don't know how this happens. I don't know. To me, it's just my mind is kind of blown with this one here. Let's keep watching.
Unacceptable. The fact that somebody who is capable of doing something like that is out here running our polls, it's unbelievable. Anyway, we're gonna wait and see, and we'll provide an update shortly. Nice to see you, Alex. Is there any reason why you're smashing all my signs along Steeles?
Yeah, because your fucking party is evil.
Okay, so that doesn't give you the right to smash all my signs.
This is public property. You're polluting.
It's not. I'm not polluting. It's not.
Yeah, you are.
No, it's not. Listen, it's not private property. It's public property. You've been smashing all my signs along Steeles. Okay, I've got multiple pictures and videos of you doing it. So, if you disagree with something that we're doing, or if you disagree with something that you don't like in our platform, you're more than welcome to come to the office. You're more than welcome to talk to me about it. Have a civil conversation. But smashing my signs is completely unacceptable. I think you know that. So it's really unfortunate that you've chosen to do.
Dude's got a fedora, 2 bags, and a phone with a pink case on it. Like, a little sus.
Do that. Do you have anything to say for yourself, or
I think
for the sign that you just literally grabbed out of the ground? You smashed all of them. Look, you tossed them back here. You seem to like smashing conservative signs. You claim it's on private property. It's not. So is there any reason?
No, it's public property.
It's public property, yeah. And it doesn't give you the right to smash them.
It doesn't give you the right to put your sign on public property.
Yes, you're allowed to do that. We're in the middle of an election, sir. So you can absolutely do that. What do you have to say for yourself, Alex?
Sorry, guys. This guy doesn't like the fact that there's conservative signs up beside every other sign on public property. What a whack job, guys. This is the tolerant left. These are the people that we're against. These are the people that we're fighting hard against. Crazies. Lefties losing it, guys.
Your party is evil. Full stop.
So, because you think my party is evil, you like to smash my signs?
No, I know your party is evil.
Okay, so why are you smashing my signs? What does that have to do? Your belief, what does that have to do with you smashing my signs?
It's not a belief, it's a fact. Your party is evil.
The thing is, if by your logic, why didn't you
break others?
I have been tearing down every single
Well,
one.
how come the liberal signs don't keep going down?
Oh, because your party is the problem.
Like, I'm the local candidate. You're more than welcome to come talk to me about the issues. Well, I don't think you want to talk. You'd rather smash my
talk
signs.
to lobbyists.
Okay, well,
Because your party works for money.
Listen,
you
I
serve the rich, not the people.
Oh, I can't wait till this guy gets arrested. This is crazy, man. These are the.
How are you guys?
I mean,
Hey, how are you? Good.
How you doing, officer?
Who called? Hello.
We're the ones who called me.
Okay.
So,
What's happening?
yeah, good. Good. I hope they investigate this guy, because this is crazy. To be working for Elections Canada. All right. Oh, whoa. Okay. Relax. Relax, baby. Anyways, guys. Nova. Sorry, my puppy's going crazy. Yeah. Crazy stuff, guys. Get out and vote. Use your brain. Do some digging. Do some research. I don't know what you need to do, but I mean, if we have to live through another 4 years with what's been going on, I think we're all screwed. So anyways, have a good night, guys. I'll be back with another one soon. Hey, I know you want to say hi, but you're all excited. Cheers, guys. Have a good night.